there on the north side of Congress there that creates more of a T intersection with Woodruff. Move forward. Thank you. So scenario B was looking at, all right, about the same amount of width of roadway, but incorporate a median. And from the conversations about the idea of maybe stormwater infiltration and visibility aesthetics, we're showing how about a 12-foot median would at least allow a 3-to-1 slope and allow some stormwater retention there, as well as that's wide enough to allow a bike to sit in the median and refuge between the two travel lanes. Then you also see you want free flow, so we looked at also about the buses. So, you know, I am showing a little more detail than initially thought, but to really illustrate what this means to put this road width and to incorporate these techniques, you got to think through, all right, buses have to pull over to allow free flow and might be turning. So this is showing an illustration again from before Congress, looking south. You get 13.5 drive lanes that's incorporating also the curve, and you get 5.5 bike lanes. It is showing a shared lane on the east side currently. I was staying within the framework provided. Obviously, you could work it out a little bit where that comes in a separate bike lane. So I was kind of getting some of these elements that were requested and talked about throughout the process of the task force and the committee, and illustrating this scenario. So go to the next slide. So now you can see from above how that Congress crossing, you have that median between, you have to cross one drive lane before then you can stop and go to the next drive lane. The other thing I play with is where the buses are, and the head plan talks significantly about putting it on the far side versus the near side of the intersection, as well as showing those kind of elements too, how that impacts the design. Again, these could be worked out to all the different designs that we're showing here, but this is getting some feedback and how it could work out in the plan. And if you go to the next slide. So scenario C is shrinking the road, basically removing the parking that is on the west side, which is the park side, and reorienting and allocating that road width to incorporate designated parking area, bike lane, and 2 drive lanes in each direction. Now I am showing here potentially doing green paint, or through the intersections if you show a bike lane, you can do certain kind of plastic that you put on top of it is asphalt. And the idea with putting it all the way through intersections is something to talk about, because that directly provides path for the bike and motorists to know that's happening. So there's a lot of elements in here. Obviously, if you'll see the next one, when it shrinks all the way down, there's no cross traffic between the vehicle going forward and the parking lane. There's no crossing of the bike lane, so it's not suggesting that you need the green pavement, but it is an aesthetic thing too. So that's something to think about. And then you also noted that, so there's that you use that parking, so you have 8 feet that you work with here. You know, you put it on the park side, you can also put it on the development side, or the east side, with the intent of, now you have both sides that you could put some elements down the road, making some unifying elements. So it doesn't have to all go on the park side, so I just looked at that option. You'll see in D, I'm showing it the other way around. But so you can do some stormwater management a little bit near the intersections as shown there, which I know is backwards, but it would be on, if you were looking up here, it's on the left. So move forward one more slide, please. So again, this is above you again. Since I mentioned about Congress being, I felt, one of the major crossings that we might want to have from the trail and the park, that maybe providing a refuge island, which is shown there. This is something you don't want to do often, because then you get to leave them in and out. You don't have to do it all through the corridor, but you can hit that at a couple locations. So I wanted to show that as a best practice and a possibility, as well as an aesthetic improvement. If you have it long enough, you can add in some plantings.
Is the curve the same now? You don't move the curve on the east side of this one?
Well, no.
No, this is on the east.
Yeah, so what happens is when you get to the intersection, you're asking what happens to
No,
that?
the curve in general.
Curve in general, you went down 8 feet in paper.
On the east side?
On the east side, you gained that 8 feet.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. So the curve is on the same location on park side, the west side. You gain an extra 8 feet. It comes into the roadway. You're just reallocating where the drive lanes would be.
Yeah, meaning that 8 feet could go on either, it could be flipped onto the west side or, you know.
Correct. I was, yeah, sorry. I was just showing an illustration of, if it was on LA, if we go to scenario D, you'll see where I put what is actually additional 14 feet on that side. So if we want to move forward to D, so this is where you're shrinking it down to 42 feet. And here I'm allocating all the additional 14 feet on the terrace side, on the park. Obviously though, if you want free flow, I'm showing with the fact that the bus stop would have to have a bay that cuts into that a little bit, but you're not taking more than exists now from that terrace side. And so if you go to the next slide, I also showed in A's and B to do some additional crossing enhancements. Here I'm showing more of just doing a ladder or a continental pattern, which is just striking on it, because it is such a shorter crossing now. So obviously you can go further with this and adding borders, but here's just an idea of how that can work. And if you notice from today, the bus stops go through the intersection. I'm showing all these that they're not through the intersection because it creates more understanding of the flow. But what you do lose, like in this, is you're narrowing the road, you lose that extra little space that people might move out to get past the car runway. So that's just something to consider. You can obviously move the bus back through the intersection, but then you lose that crossing depth that gets a lot longer. So those are things to think about. So if we want to go to the next slide. So as mentioned, I did an evaluation. I looked at a lot of factors that was brought up through the work group and to the committee, and kind of just did a very quick, good, fair, poor, subjective view from my perspective. And looking at, you can see the greens obviously are the very goods, and the yellow circles are fair, and the smaller purple, red circle. I didn't put values in these because some of these might have more emphasis for the roadway than others. But you can clearly see that most of the more greens are B and D, which actually correlate a lot with what was decided, recommended by the committee. I'll let them talk a little more about that. And I send it back to you?
Okay.
Yep. Covered a lot of that.
And just a note on the scorecard. This is scored based on the elements that are in that particular design. You can easily change the ratings in here by moving some elements around. Elements such as we have turns and bump outs, pedestrians. So moving on. Pass that one, the same scorecard. So one of the things the reason I was talking about that scorecard was there's some concerns in the task force and with the strategic initiative committee members that assessment shouldn't be taken for a particular design, that you can easily change the ratings on some of the scorecard items, as I mentioned. And this is an example of somebody else. Trustee Amenta took a look at it and showed how you could change the rating. So moving on, we had our 4 options. Found very little interest in leave as is. We found that after MSA presented, we did like a straw man vote, it was a non-vote. It was where does our interest really fall? We looked at the real renderings of what that street and what the elements would look like. We found a strong interest in the boulevard, nominal interest in that 48-foot scenario, and a very strong interest in the 42-foot scenario. So not to dictate foot lengths of the street, it was the general configuration that was interesting. So, the design elements are what bring the feeling of the street. There's the width, but the design elements are also very important. So the task force committee was to spend a little bit of time on this. We believe that all these elements need to be balanced, and these are competing needs. Do I have to take a look at cost? I have to take a look at Is there space for it? Does it make sense? Does it meet the need of pedestrian safety or green space or traffic? And we're not the types of professionals that know how to do that. So what we want to do is present what these elements are and have engineering, the next step, take a look at how you do that. So the next couple of slides show the similar strawman bubble dot voting process that we did. If you hit this slide one more time, you'll see what some of these elements are and which ones were more popular. The pictures are a little small, but you can see bike lanes, you can see pavement versus brick, so permeable pavement, different types of pedestrian markings, different types of bike lane markings, whether it's green, it's dedicated, or it's shared with parking. With some bioswales on the curbs, in the median. And then there's another page of some public art and use that citizens could decide to walking across the street or biking down it. There's certainly opportunity. Yeah, there's bubbles if you're interested in your time. They love the acorns. Just wanted you to know that. So the public art of giant acorns.
Where is this?
Steve, do you know where the acorns are?
Just look for the big squirrels.
Yeah. No, that was just a Google search of finding some interesting ideas. Sorry.
Certainly, a public food stand would have a potential in this space. The public exercise equipment, there's certainly room for some exercise pads. Gateways and public art space to make the park entrance more attractive. So that wraps up the design elements. The last part here is some additional topics that are important to the tax board. Well, you already mentioned how development was removed from our consideration because it was quite distracting to the group. So we'll move on to the next one. The community interest. There's a whole lot of community with a whole lot of opinions, and you find that in order to make them all happy, you have to do some balancing. So there's certainly balancing needs for traffic flow, environmental considerations, safety, and citizen access to the park. Those are the real themes. And we believe that the concerns and interests that we're presenting should be powerful guidelines for designing the road. Further, where are you? That's not in my deck.
Oh,
There we go.
well, we probably want to talk about further research.
Go ahead, please. I'm sorry. Postmortem. Our slides actually. I lost one in front of me.
Thank you.
This task force was an experience for everyone involved.
I wrote it.
It would be good to do a postmortem of what worked, what didn't work, and how to do it again, but better. Anytime you have a lot of people in the room, it's really get formed and normed and stormed and moving in a direction. You also have, with the 4 different work groups, you have very different interests all at the same time. So balancing that is certainly an experience. The next slide. The community involvement we felt worked really well. This is some of that feedback. It was a great opportunity for the community to have a way to have a voice. Loud and clear at the open house. It was structured to set some expectations on engagement, how we're going to get feedback and what we're going to do with that feedback, and to minimize the protections across the groups. And the last part is meant to talk about as soon as a curb moves, there will be space and what to do with that space. The committee felt this could be worded better. We use the word reclaim, but it's space. We certainly want more for the community to be able to do on that road instead of walk down it, drive down it, grab a bus, and cross it on your bike. So making more accessible and community use, and working with our partners in the park and the foundation to make that happen. The rest of this is our supporting documents, which can be referenced, and there's an all the material available on the website for the task force. So with that, we'll wrap up my presentation.
Yeah, before we take good questions from the board, just a couple of points.
Say thank you to, you did a great job.
Before we move on with questions and discussion, I want to thank Reese for filling in kind of last minute for our co-chair who's stuck snowbound somewhere. And again, everybody else involved. A couple of things. The report, this continues to be in a number of ways different than the way we